Yeah, everybody is so excited to know that you're coming back again.
I'm
yes,
excited
this
too.
year. So as I understand, you will be teaching how to connect to your own soul energy as well as others' soul energy. Especially if you learn from this certificate course, what the person or participant can do after you take this course.
So the most important part of the soul level is connecting with the higher self. And people think of the higher self as literal, that it's higher than themselves. So what we're going to do is merge the energy of the higher self and learn how to communicate freely with them. So a lot of people in meditation, they connect to their higher self, it feels really good, but then they go into their regular day and it's like they lose that connection or it gets more quiet. What we're going to learn is how to integrate the energy so that it's a constant stream of consciousness, because it's always there.
So in this course, people are going to learn how to connect to your higher self, be in touch with higher self 24/7.
Yeah, and if you're working with a client, sometimes you're working with a client on the third dimension and the energy isn't connecting, or you're not seeing change. So you have to approach it from a different direction. Sometimes I have to go to the higher self for information. You know, when we get a reading or a healing, oftentimes what our brain thinks we want to know isn't what our soul wants us to know. So how do you gain information from a client's higher self? You get that wisdom, and then how do you deliver it to them on this dimension?
Oh, good. So like not only you learn how to connect to your own higher self, but when you do have a session, you connect with higher self of the others, then and learn how to really deliver the messages so that the client can really get it.
And do it for themselves.
Do it for themselves.
You know, there's only so much. I always say in a session, I feel like I'm reading the book jacket of your life. I get the outline, the details, and the theme of the story. But the pages, the excitement in the middle of it, that's between you and your higher self. So when you empower a client to get their own information, you empower them to change their life.
So you are helping. So with this certificate course, first, the participant will learn how to connect with their own higher self.
Correct.
And the second, how to connect to client higher self. And third, and you are helping the participant, client to connect to higher self.
Yeah.
So
and also
that's three levels.
And also how to manage certain energy. You know, how do you manage when a client is going through something specific? How do you clear your space to get ready for a session, after a session? I have techniques that I use while I'm talking to someone. You don't even know I'm doing it, but it's my way of managing the energy of a room. Because when we do energy work or when you're doing readings, you want to walk away from that feeling uplifted, not drained, not tired. The light is the source of the healing, so we want to feel uplifted. It's exciting at the end of the day.
So that means a participant can learn how to give a session.
Correct.
Like you do.
Well, it's a big part of practicing. You know, it's one thing to study information and to absorb it, but I really find that I want to practice with someone else. What does it feel like to receive the healing so that you know what your clients feel like? How are they working with it at home? If we haven't gone through it on our own, we can't teach it.
Right. That's great. That the participant can learn those
Very
things. It's important, to also clear the space and also clear any situation you are in with the participant. You know, you keep, having the higher vibration so that you can really feel good about giving sessions.
Yeah, and we'll be practicing seeing auras in this one.
Okay.
Because I love seeing it.
That's great.
Yeah.
So people can
Everyone will see
learn how to see the auras of people.
For sure.
All people really love that.
Yeah.
So I know that instead of just only meditating every day, you use power of color to meditate. What kind of effect do you get using color?
It's a reminder. I use something called color props. So it can be flowers that I put in my kitchen. It can be the color of the clothing that I wear, a candle that I light. But it's a reminder of our conscious intention. You know, we're human beings, so we look at the way we dress, we decorate our bodies, we set a table, we listen to music, because that creates a sensory environment. So why not infuse those things with color to turn up the volume of the energy? So You might have some clients or people in your life who don't understand it. If I say, oh, I see a golden aura, that may feel a stretch to someone. But if we say, light a gold candle to remind you of your independence, to remind you of your business, you can see the gold candle. You understand the connection. So it's bridging the spiritual world with the physical world.
Right. And also, if you do use color during your meditation, do people get help with getting really connected with people's soul energy or your soul energy
Always.
color?
Yeah, absolutely. Each vibration takes us to a different level. So what I always say is the color is the focus for my brain to be still. You know, the brain is so active during the day, it's running our body, it's making decisions, it's thinking about what we're going to do next. When we ask the brain to focus on one color, one vibration with intention, it brings stillness to the soul.
Beautiful. Yes. How about once people become able to connect with the soul center, what kind of reality shift is going to happen?
So the soul center is basically what your brain visualizes as the atmosphere of your higher self. Everyone's soul center looks different. You know, some people say it looks like a garden, some people say it looks like a temple. But the idea is you go to this safe space to invite in higher consciousness. And what I love is to hear people's definitions of what it looks like. Because your relationship with the universe and your creator is unique unto you. And when we express how we see energy, how we perceive energy, then we connect with each other. Similar vibrations, similar energies behind it, but our own unique stamp and imprint. I think that's really beautiful.
Okay, so once you do that, then your daily life, how you create reality, change to certain things?
Yeah, you start
What's
to
gonna
receive
happen?
information regularly. So some people strain for information. You know, they think of getting a message from their higher self and it's like, you know. So what we're doing here is we're opening the door and having a graceful exchange of energy, a constant current of energy.
So that means in your daily life, you are constantly be able to connect with your higher self,
Right.
so that you are receiving information. You know, you're not only just receiving information from higher self while you are meditating, but also in a daily life, in a certain moment, your higher chance of really receiving information. Therefore, the reality you create also totally different, because the highest good would happen to you.
It navigates you to your highest good. This is the right job for me. This is the right location for me to live. This is the right choice for a meal. You know, the higher self always wants you to have an enlightened experience. So when we have connection to that, we lead ourselves to greatness.
So it could be in anything related to your job.
For sure.
You can really see with your higher self, this is the right job. Also, you can also see, is this the right amount of money that I'm supposed to receive?
Yes.
Or also, is this the
That's a
right
big
guy?
one.
Is this the right guy to date?
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
any aspect of your life where you get help with
Correct.
higher self in a daily basis.
Yeah.
Therefore, you really choose the kind of life of the happiness.
Yes, for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful.
Soulful happiness.
I really want everyone in Dynavision to participate in this course.
Thank you.
Okay, so there are so many different teaching, spiritual teaching, and then also receive lots of classes that gives psychic training. What particularly you really think that your unique point of your training?
My intention always with anything that I teach is that it can blend into any philosophy. I never want someone to leave a workshop of mine and only follow that body of work. My thing is that it's a point of inspiration, it's a perspective, it's a concept and an idea, but then to go home and make it your own. The universe really wants you to weave your voice into it, so these can blend into anything. If you're interested in numerology, if you've never meditated before and you're a first time, all levels are welcome and they blend together really seamlessly.
So your course is really much with anything that people has already done in the background.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see any uniqueness about your training?
So the difference is most people are used to like traditional Sanskrit chakra colors. The colors and energy that I used are based on what I've observed in auras over 20 years and the studies that I've done. So it's a different approach. So my colors will have different definitions and a different way that you can use them, but most people seem to find them really fun and a unique experience.
And also, in addition, there is a constant change of this consciousness and energy to this planet.
For sure.
People will expand that definition of these colors of energies. So your case is more expansion. You can keep expanding about teaching, isn't it? But once you learn from you won't really stick with, oh, red means this and that, right? You would really expand based on your frequency you receive. You see the color, and also you really define different things, you know.
And it's playful. You mean, I understand that we're spending 3 days together. People are taking time off from work, so I want to play with energy. People approach energy sometimes very seriously. This is playful. We're going to support each other. We're going to uplift each other, and then you go home with joy so that you can observe and play with energy.
Beautiful.
Very important.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
I can't
you.
wait.